Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Zacharie Robichon of the Wright Motorsports team, the number 16. Of course, over the weekend, they won the Rolex 24 in the GTD category for Wright Motorsports. Of course, he was one of the drivers in the number 16. How's it going?
It's doing great. Thanks for having me today.
Okay, so this is your, and we just mentioned this. This is your first Rolex, but this is also the first time you finished the Rolex on the lead lap. How about that?
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's looking at the past few years, if there's one race that, let's say, proved to be problematic, it was definitely the 24 Hours at Daytona. You know, it being such a long race, and in my fourth attempt here, the last 3 years always kind of had some issues. Something happened. And this year, you know, our goal as a team going in, you know, with this new team, I knew that they were capable of winning. And from my side, it was just like, hey, look, it's a long race. Let's be smart and let's minimize our mistakes. And, you know, I was hoping for let's survive to the end and then see what happens. And that's exactly what we did. So definitely kind of almost a relief, like a monkey off my back at this track. I think I would have been happy with the top five and obviously taking home the victory. I can't even quite explain how exciting that feels.
So kind of talk about like, what's it like? Okay, for people that don't know, I've been talking to drivers and stuff and before this race. And then what's it like actually in the Rolex 24? I know that, you know, driving the car is one thing, but I know it's either you're on the pit box or you're in the motorhome trying to get some sleep during the race. Overall, like, how much sleep did you get? And like, take me through the race day of when you're not in the car.
Yeah, it's kind of a fascinating race. You know, you come into Saturday morning kind of thing, and you're telling yourself, okay, I'm going to be nice and relaxed. But actually, they have us pretty busy the day before the race. You know, I think a lot of us would happily stay in bed till about noon since the race starts at 2. But yeah, right around 9:45, we have our driver's meeting. So that goes on for about 30 minutes. You get out of there, you go straight to the autograph session. Obviously, that's something we love to be a part of, and it's great to have back here after kind of being on pause in 2020 and the beginning of 2021. So have the opportunity to firsthand see all these fans, and then basically from there, you have time to basically get out of there, go put your driving suit on, because then we got to head out for the introductions. And the fan walk on pit lane. So by then it's about 12:31. You've done your introduction, and then you've got the race start at 1:40. So, you know, for us, what we did is after the introductions, we did a quick run back to the motorhome, had some food, and then back out to to the fan walk to kind of meet and greet some people around the race car, and then the race starts. And after that, every driver's experience is a little bit different because it's going to depend on the team and how they're going to schedule their drivers throughout the race. So, you know, for myself, I was second one in the car. So from the start, I was on the pit box, basically ready to go because I knew I'd be getting in early. And then after that, you kind of plan your meals and your attempt at sleep based on when you're going to drive. And for myself, in this year, I had like a nice big gap after my first stint. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go rest. I'm going to try and have a nap. And obviously that didn't work out because it was like, between 4 p.m. and 10 p.m. was basically my break. And it's like, I never sleep at that time. So my body was like not having any of it. So I rested, had some food. The important thing too, that we forget is that rest is one thing, but it's being able to kind of get the energy, and the energy obviously comes from what you're going to eat and making sure you're hydrated. So it's different too, because in a normal race, maybe you're in the car for an hour and a half, 2 hours. So you kind of know exactly how much you need to eat, but with this constant in and out of the car, the amount of food we try to eat, at least for me, for sure, I eat quite a bit, and I'm very dependent on my food consumption to be in a good mood. So that's almost as much planning for me when I look at my schedule. And then overall, after that first 10, I had about 4-hour breaks. And I think honestly, totaling my sleep, if I got about an hour and a half total was probably the most I had. after the second stint, it's about 2 a.m. or whatever it was. I get out, eat again, lie down, sleep for about an hour. But then you're also nervous that you're going to sleep through your alarm because you got to be ready for your next stint. So your mind is hard to shut it off. But this time I was lucky enough to get about an hour, and then I headed back out around 5 a.m. Did the dawn stint. Then after that it's morning, and I couldn't fall asleep after that. So I had another about 4-hour break, had some more food, and just kind of hung out in the motorhome again, trying to stay as relaxed as possible, without actually getting some sleep though. So definitely sleeping's tough, but at the end it's all worth it.
All right. So where is the Rolex?
Not on me. Actually, I got a good story. When I got it, I was like, okay, well, I got to try it on. And I'm not really a watch guy, I'll be honest. I couldn't even figure out how to open it. I had to ask somebody to help me to open it because I didn't know how to unlatch it to put it on. But right now it's actually on a shelf downstairs, with right beside my the watch I got from Tudor last year for winning the GTD championship. So it's nice and safe in on my shelf downstairs. That's got like most of my racing memorabilia. I don't think I'll be wearing it too much, but you never say never.
So what's the schedule going to be like from the Rolex to between now and Sebring?
Yeah, definitely. Great question. And I think every driver, the one thing that I love about this sport is that we all kind of have very different lives away from racing. Everybody has a different thing. Some guys are off to Kyalami this weekend, but for myself, when I'm not racing, I actually own a events management company and a marketing events company. So I run all the Porsche experience events in Canada. We have track experience, ice experience. We do dealer tours. We do dealer training for the new Porsche models. And what we're doing right now is we actually have our biggest event of the year up here in Canada. It's called the Porsche Ice Experience. So we spend 20 days with 40 brand new 911s, and we throw studded tires on them. And we teach people how to drift on ice. So the event actually just started. So for me, I'm taking a few days off here. My team is already on site. And then I'll head down there and spend about 10 days with them. It's only about an hour and a half from home for me, so it's actually very nice. And then from there, I'll go directly probably for a test at Sebring in preparation for the 12 hours. And then maybe after that, I'll get a few days off before then heading back down to Florida, obviously for the 12-hour.
So are you the second driver in the 16 for Wright Motorsports?
Technically, I'd be the third. So Ryan and Jan are going to be doing the whole season, and I'll be doing the 4 endurance races with them. So after Daytona, I'll be doing Sebring, Watkins Glen, and Petit Le Mans at the end of September or October, whenever it is.
Yeah, it's in September, I think, this year. So
yeah.
So jam-packed schedule. I know that's been exciting for you, but I wanted to take some time to kind of get your thoughts on this. Now you're a Rolex 24 champion, and I know you got a lot of busy things planned on that, so we'll keep updated on that. But Zacharie Robichon, thank you so much for coming on and joining us, and we'll see you at the 12 hours of Sebring.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, Casey.